Thank you for keeping it locked here on Nigeria Info 95.1 FM Abuja. Yes, 2:15, and we need to get confessing at this time. This is when you get to call me and let me in on your deepest, darkest secret, no matter what it is. And the point of that is just so that you can have a listening ear. No judgments here. I would have people weighing on the conversation, and maybe if you do need advice, probably get a few options that you can pick from. And whatever the case is, we're here for you. It's confession time. Make sure, please, that when you are calling in at this hour, you are not calling in to talk about the conversation that we just wrapped up that had to do with the choice of a cheating partner over providing one. Okay, 07009510000. 009-597-4869 and 009-993-0137. You can call in, you can confess, and we'll be here for you. We're also streaming live. You can go join us via our Facebook or YouTube channels. That's Nigeria Info Abuja. Nigeria Info Abuja, one word, either on Facebook or on YouTube. It's Confession Tuesday, and I have a caller. Let's get talking. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello.
Welcome. Okay, make sure to turn down the volume of your device, please, so that we can hear you clearly. Very much like to communicate with you properly. Let us also know if you'd like to tell us your name, where you're calling from, you can do that. You can also keep it anonymous. All right, the point is open ears, no judgment zone, confession time. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, welcome.
Yeah. This is my Cameroon.
All right, are you calling to confess? Are you calling to confess? I can hear you.
Hello.
Hello. All right. I know my phone lines are working because they've been buzzing for the past hour. Just you need to make sure that where you are, the network is good. You can communicate with me via WhatsApp. You can send a message. You can send a voice note as well. Let us in. What is that deep, dark secret that you want to confess? And who says all secrets must be dark? Not necessarily be dark. Just something that you would like to share. We're here to listen. Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Welcome.
Thank you. My name is Richard. I'm calling from Makodi.
Welcome. Are you calling to confess?
Yes.
All right, let's hear it.
Okay, I broke up with my girlfriend. Oh my God, like recently, and every time I call her, she's like, oh my God, and I don't really know, I don't really get it, but can you just explain it again, because I don't understand what you guys are talking about. I just tuned in just like 5 seconds ago.
Well, you did say you were calling to confess, right?
I can't just say it in public. I'm so shy.
No, so I know how it can be. But guess what? We don't have your full name. We don't know where exactly you're calling from. And we don't know who you are. We don't have your details. So you are pretty much anonymous at this point. So go ahead.
I'm a first-time caller.
Oh, so excited to have you here. That one is for you. All right. So share with us. No holds barred. Just relax. We've got you. I've got you. We're confessing, so that's the only conversation we're having, right? So go ahead.
Confessing about what exactly? Just give me a better context.
My brother, you already started. Okay, how about you just keep listening, okay? And then maybe if someone else does call to confess, then it can give you an idea. I did hear you say you broke up with your girlfriend, and it sounded like there was a bit of confusion around the whole breakup thing. I wanted to confirm if it was you who did the breaking up or she, because you said she was calling you back. Anyway, Confession Tuesday is just about letting it out, okay? Something that maybe you did recently, years ago, decades ago, and it's been on your mind. Perhaps it affected someone in some way. Perhaps it affected someone they didn't even know it affected them, but you just feel like you want to get it off your chest. hopefully it wasn't something so drastic that we don't have to seek legal help on or help from the security forces. But bottom line is, you have a secret you want to share. That's what we're doing now. Okay. Hello. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Welcome.
Yes, I have a confession.
Go ahead.
Okay, I'm married. So my confession is this: there's a girl that broke up with me. I'm not the one that initiated the broke up. You understand? So she's in 300 level in Abuja. You understand? So she was telling me that she's not ready for marriage because she's still in school. I said, no problem, I can still wait. I will wait when she's finished while I'm working on myself and then looking for how to improve and then so that we can build together. So she now came up with another idea that the senior sister married graduate, the junior sister, he said their firstborn married graduate, secondborn that she's not going to marry a non-graduate. You understand? Something like that. So she was just, and this is a girl that if I'm sick, even if she's in school and she doesn't have lecture, whether she has lecture, if I call her, she will run to me, and I was seeing all her affection, all the love she was showing me, and I truly, truly love her. But at the end of the day, I noticed that anytime I bring her the issue of marriage, I don't notice that she's not that serious. And then she in fact, she's kind of complicated with so many issues. I'm the one trying to calm her down, trying to encourage her psychologically, even prayerfully. So I was there, and in fact, then and now there was a day, and I told her, somebody you love, you will not keep anything from her. You understand? So I was telling her that this is what is happening. I want us to go and see my parents so that they will know that truly I am in a relationship, or they will know that I have somebody on ground, so that there will not be an issue. Where is the girl, or where are we? When am I going to show them? Some parents are like, you have to take them by surprise and make them to believe that you are up for what you are into. You understand? So that you not like you are playing games.
Mm-hmm.
So I told her all these things. She now say no, she cannot go and see my parents. She say, this and that. It's okay, no problem. I was just playing along with her, being we are still rolling. There was a time my mom told me that I'm not going to marry any girl from Abuja because some of these Abuja girls they can disappoint. I disagree with her that there's another person that she truly believes that they have known her character and they have confirmed that she's a good girl. She will not bring problem to me because some of these graduates these days, when they go to school, they feel better, they know better than you, and in fact they are the one that they spoiled. I'm not sure the marriage will be good. That was all my mom was telling me. I said, Mom, you're not going to choose who to marry for me.
Okay.
And then I'm matured and I know what to do. So I now told the girl, this is what my mom is telling me, and that is the reason why I would like us to go and see my mom, so that you have to tell her that if she truly loves his son or she loves me, so that she will know she reasons that this girl I'm marrying, she's not a bad girl, even if she's a graduate. I know so many students in the higher institution today, some of them, I don't think they are what you think they have. Some of them, they have gone astray, seriously astray, from before they even enter it.
Okay.
Now, it is when they ever enter higher institution. So I was trying to tell my mom that this one is a girl, and she's still over girl.
Okay, hold on there.
So,
can you hold on for me, please? Can you hold on for me?
Yeah.
I don't want to rush you, but I need to go on a commercial break. Don't go anywhere. Stay on the line. Can you do that for me, please? Just hang on. Not more than 2 minutes. I'll be right back.
We're bringing back again. Events.com.
This is Nigeria Info.
let's get to the heart of what your actual dilemma is. Please call back if you can. All right. Let's see. I have a voice note here. It's a confession. Let's hear it.
In addition, Sister Swartz, while this thing is really an issue. Good afternoon, Sister Swartz. I would like to remain anonymous. So I don't know if mine is a confession, but I believe it is because it's something I'm not proud to say to people, you know. So I have low self-esteem. I'm suffering from low self-esteem. So it spans from my childhood. So in essence, I'm suffering from childhood trauma. I'm from a family of 9. I have 8 siblings. I have 7 elder ones and 1 younger sister, making the family 9, with the exclusion of my parents. So unfortunately, my father passed when I and my younger sister were still very tender. So my mom had to deal with, struggling with 2 tender kids and worrying about the remaining 7 grown-up ones. So it wasn't really easy for her because she was in her 30s when my dad died. Yes, so she was in her 30s when my dad died. She happened to be one of those women that got married very early in their teens. So this, I don't know whether I would say that she became very hostile or aggressive in bringing us up. Yes, even though at some point I knew she was trying to be protective, but she was hostile, she was harsh, and I don't know. I think as I grow older, I just keep realizing that she must have also been going through her own trauma, without her knowing that she was going through something. So I would want to make that excuse for her. But for my siblings, I don't also know. I would also say maybe because of the environment they grew up in, maybe because of the large number of the family. So to cut my story short, because it's a very long one, I grew up with my siblings always talking down on me, always comparing me to other children, always making me look or feel ugly, feel worthless. They just battered my self-esteem. So that affected me in relating with my peers. I was bullied. I was also talked down on. I was because of that thing. I grew up in fear. So that's complex thing. I didn't have a sense of belonging. I was just a child who was yearning for love, who just needed validation from the family, from anywhere in short. I didn't get it. So I just grew up timid, timid, no form of self-esteem. Eventually, I strive on my own to overcome it, and God helping me, I gained admission into the higher institution to study the course I studied. And to their surprise and their amazement, they were surprised that I could actually achieve the feat I achieved. And even people around me who knew me as a timid child, as a child that was not smart, their own assumption. They were disappointed or they were surprised or they were wowed So, fast forward to adulthood, I kept battling with that low self-esteem. And each time I try to fight it, I just find myself, remaining in it, to the extent that when I try to see how I could speak in public, I just find myself, shaking. I find myself missing my lines. I just feel I can't do it. And because I didn't have any strong support system, anybody that would say, "No, don't worry, you can make it," I just kept finding myself feeling bad each time I try. I just see myself in the same state, and I'm like, God, why is this going on? I prayed, I try on my own to work on myself, but I just realized that I wasn't getting results. And each time I try to even confide in anybody, I just realized that, okay, this person just passes judgment. You belonging to this prestigious profession, why won't you have self-confidence? Why won't you be bold? I just feel this one doesn't understand what I'm going through. So there's no point. So I just kept facing all sort of, judgmental feedback. Even to the extent that when I tried going into a relationship or relating with people in general, I just find myself being around people with low IQ. Being around people with, people that their understanding is not matching up to my own, or yes, because whenever I try to even meet people that are more placed or more intelligent than I am or more confident than I am, I think I would say intelligent, I feel intimidated because I just feel misplaced. So as a professional, I've been struggling, and this has caused a setback in my career growth. So I just feel that I need to just get solution. I don't know whether I'll have to get a professional who would take me through a therapy session. I don't know if therapy would help, because on my own I have tried working on myself, but because I don't have any strong support system anywhere, I just find myself not being able to overcome my situation.
Okay.
So I'll be glad if I can get help from here, if I can even be connected to a professional therapist.
Okay.
I would appreciate it. Thank you. In addition, Sister Swat, why this thing is really an issue, why it's really bothering me, the fact that I'm not a child, I'm not a small girl. I'm a single lady of 40 years of age. So at my age, sometimes I just feel like you can't get it right anymore. Just give up. On a second thought, I was like, why should I give up? I can get it right. So that's why I'm trying to do everything possible.
Okay.
To see if I can get solution to my present predicament. Thank you once again. Good afternoon, Sister Swans. I would like to...
Thank you so much for sharing. Yes, it is indeed a confession, and right off the bat, considering how long this is something that you have dealt with or experienced or struggled with, right off the bat, I'm thinking definitely therapy, definitely professional help, and I believe Dr. Ladipo will be joining us tomorrow, so we're definitely going to have an extended conversation around that. However, I will be sharing some information, perhaps as the starting point, before we have the professional evaluation and consultation come in, okay? I mean, there are times that, low self-esteem is a problem for a lot of people. It manifests in different ways. Sometimes you have it in sort of mild forms that one can easily get past. And in cases just like you have shared with us today, it's really, really chronic, and it can be definitely a daunting task to get past. I'll just maybe share a few tips and then see if the callers can weigh in as well. Perhaps someone who's dealt with something like this before, and how they were able to get help and get out of it. You know, if you have suggestions, you can call in. And then let's have our listener, or let's have the person who shared that confession sort of get different opinions on it, okay? But just a few things to get you started. You have talked about a lack of a support system, and I know how that can be. Yes, I do know how that can be, funny enough. Like I said, many of us have experienced this in different ways, right? But at different levels as well. I would say this for starters, there must be a way that you can find a network, some sort of community of people who either have gone through this before or know ways or have dealt with it at levels where they can help walk you through the process. I don't know that you can deal with this independently, right? And so a support system will be very, very helpful at some point. And guess what? A support system is not necessarily like an AA group where you go and you sit down and you say, oh, hi, my name is this, and then you share. Sometimes it's just being amongst people who are very, very particular about your welfare. Is there one person? Are there two people? Are there three people who, without even you having to say anything, can read when you are in the lowest of lows, in this place of low self-esteem? And they don't have to be therapists, they don't have to be shrinks, they don't have to talk to you about it or even have you talk to them, but they just know that she's not feeling really good now, and all they need to do is probably take you to some place that can bring out laughter and joy, and just create moments for you that bring out happiness from out of you. In my opinion, that is a type of support group. That is a type of support system. It's not always people who have been through it. Sometimes it's people who just know you're not feeling good now. What can I do to make you happy? And just in those little things, in those little outings or those little treats that you are able to get, you are getting some form of support, right? I think that's a great point to start at. And then you now look at things like, okay, recognize what you're good at, and then find ways to do those things in those moments. Because when you're able to recognize that you're good at in a certain type of thing, or you're good at a certain type of activity, and you do it, the more you do it and the better you do those things, you're building your own self-confidence, right? It is you saying that I can't afford to be in situations where I think that I am good for nothing, and nothing that I do is good enough, right? So when you've recognized that one thing, those two things that you're good at, and you get into them as many times as possible, as often as possible, celebrate the small wins, right? So if you're really good at cooking and you cook and you taste it, I'm like, oh, it's better today than it was the last time. Celebrate that. And people have different ways of doing that. These days, social media helps with such things. Sometimes social media in itself is a problem. So if you're not really good at publicizing your wins, it's okay not to do that, but find ways to celebrate them, however little those wins are. And I'm talking about when you do those things that you're good at. Now, you also need to learn to be kind to yourself. And what that means is that you are being gentle to yourself in times when your self-criticism is at its highest peak. You need to learn to be kind to yourself, okay? And doing little things like what I talked about just before this point will get you there. You are doing something, you see that something that you can do with your hands, something that you can put your mind to, is good, and it can be good, and it keeps getting better every time you're doing, and you say, okay, I don't have to be so critical of myself all the time, because there are things that I'm good at, and I will continue to leverage on those things. And when it comes to managing low self-esteem, there's also the thing about learning how to be assertive, because in the event where you find yourself in spaces like you mentioned, where, for example, there are people who seem to be more intelligent than you, then that is the time not to sink into yourself, but to allow yourself to shine in the space that you are in. Now, what do I mean by that? Because you can't always be in spaces where you're the smartest person in the room. There are times when you be in spaces where one or two people are smarter than you. And what do you do in situations like that is you tell yourself that you are worthy of being in that room. You tell yourself that you are worthy of being at that table. And you allow yourself, you don't need to be louder than every other person to prove that you are worthy of being there. You just allow yourself to say, the thing that got me to this table, the thing that got me to that room, I'm going to allow myself to shine in it. Okay? There are a lot of other tips. I'm just going to say those ones for a start so that it also allows room for other people to weigh in on the matter and all of that, okay? I'm having people who are sending me messages right now and saying, oh, I've dealt with something like this. Please send me this person's number. I'm going to need your permission to do that. But before that, I would like for Dr. Ladipo to weigh in on the conversation, and that happens tomorrow. So for everybody who is saying that I see you, I hear you, and I appreciate you for wanting to help out, just need to be sure that we're not sending numbers to just anybody, okay? All right, so that is my take on that. I'm going to see if I have any other confession, and then we'll open up the phone lines for people to weigh in. Okay, let's see. I have another voice note here. Please, if you must send a voice note, try and keep it under 3 minutes, 4 minutes as at most. I know it's not easy when you're pouring out your heart, and I know it's not easy when you're getting into some of these places to keep the conversation short, but just so that we can better manage our time. Do we have any other confession? Let me take this call. If that call is not a confession, then I'll play the voice note. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello. Good afternoon.
Hi, good afternoon.
This is Abuchi calling from Airport Road.
Okay, are you calling to confess?
No, I want to contribute.
Okay, can you just let me take one more confession so that when you're contributing on all the confessions on ground. Can we do that, please?
Okay.
All right, then, thank you. So I said I will play the voice note, so let me do that.
Good afternoon, Auntie Somi. This story is a long one, but I'll just make it very short. It's about my elder sister and her husband. You know, my sister has been married for 5 years now, but she has only stayed with her husband for, I think, maybe 2 years. The remaining ones, my brother-in-law stays in Dubai. So when they got married, my sister moved to Dubai with him, but when she wanted to give birth, she had to come to Nigeria to give birth. Ever since she came to Nigeria, my brother-in-law too came to see his child. So me, during that period that my brother-in-law came back, we saw Pepe, my brother-in-law's, his attitude, like my brother-in-law would take, let me not say this part. So the one thing that even made me to bring this thing on air is, and so me, I think, was it last year, my brother-in-law was caught with marijuana in Dubai. At first they didn't tell my sister. Even before they caught him with marijuana, he was not sending anything to my sister. I and my sister, we live very close to each other before she packed out from this side and went to Nasarawa State. I'll go there with her daughter. She will be lamenting that her husband is not sending anything to her and all that. She had to double her hustle. So, Auntie Somi, when they caught him with marijuana, they arrested him, sent him to prison. The mother had to sell stuff, sending money for the case over there. I remember when my sister had accommodation issue because they increased her rent to 500,000, so she didn't have the money to pay. I myself went to meet the mother-in-law and tell her, okay, this is the money that we have, that we've raised. Please, because we needed where she's staying now, they say it's 250 and we had 200. So I told her, please, can you give us 50,000? Let's add. She said she didn't have that. It's her son's issue that is disturbing her now, not my sister's issue. That my sister should hustle for herself. This is my sister that treated this woman, and the way my sister treated her mother-in-law before she even got married to her son. My sister has never treated my own mother, our own mother, that way. My sister was so nice, so kind. Will wash this woman's clothes, do everything, go there, stay with her and the rest. My sister was never kind like this towards her mother. Our mother. This is what I told her yesterday when she called me and was crying. So Auntie Somi, fast forward to last week when the mother called that then they've released her son, and that her son is coming back. Because the house, my sister we had to raise money. Me, I was the one that even had to go and look for money, borrow from a cooperative and give it to my sister, which she's paying now. So, and so me, now the man is back. He's not back to Nigeria, he's over there, but he has been released. Called my sister, which day that if my sister is going for his brother's child's dedication, my sister said she would try, that she doesn't have transport. And so this man, according to my sister, said this man shouted at her that if she did not go for the dedication, that she should better be ready to go back to her father's house. My sister called me yesterday and was crying. I told her, it is your decision to take, because my mom, she said she's waiting for my sister's mother-in-law to come to the house, because she said she wants to call a meeting and report my sister. That my sister has changed. My sister is not the sister, is not the daughter-in-law that used to come to the house and wash for them, all that. Because my sister right now, she's a very busy type. So now, the mother-in-law is planning to come over next on the 1st of January. All of us were going to the family house for the meeting. So now my sister said she doesn't want to get married again, because she told me everything she experienced in the marriage. She told me, sis, you were right. This man is not my husband. You were right. Look at what he used to do. He steals from her, beats her up. There was a time that he slapped her, and he doesn't take care of them. It was the mother that used to provide for them, and the mother would tell her not to tell her family. Now the thing is that the husband now, my brother-in-law, is threatening that he's going to take my sister to court, that he wants custody of their child. And the mother too is in support of it, that since my sister refuses to be closer to the family, that they are going to collect the child from her, since the child is their own. Forgetting that they were not there when my sister needed them the most. So Auntie Somi, I don't know. I told her yesterday, any decision you take, I will support you. Anyone, I will support you.
Okay. I'm running out of time. So let's let people weigh in on both conversations that we've heard, or both confessions that we've heard. This last one is more of like a cry for help, I would say. And again, I would defer to Dr. Dadipo, who will be joining us tomorrow. But let's see what the listener has to say. Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Auntie Somi.
Welcome.
Okay, my name is Hilary.
Good to have you here. Go ahead.
All right. Let me start with the first one about the lady that talked about low self-esteem.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, I must sincerely thank you for your advice, because that advice was timely. Because when one has low self-esteem, he or she can be able to flow with things that happens within his or her environment. So, but what I will say in this case, first of all, she should have that self-awareness that she can be able to get out of that low self-esteem. Because, of course, they can hinder people from getting whatever they want. And also, she should do what we call self-talk. Always talk to herself in a positive way. She should change her perspective, the way she sees herself. And also, she should flow with people that see the good in her. The positives are not people that will judge her. That should not go back to that same state again.
Okay.
Then for the second one.
Okay.
Indeed, it's a pathetic story. But I will advise the lady or the woman not to, if they're making any decision, don't be hasty about it. You understand? She should give a little bit of gap.
Okay.
Because because the scenario is what the man did is not actually right. But if you're able to give space and also reduce the way you meet the mother, they will not see your value and your importance in the family.
Okay.
Yes. Thank you. You are doing well, man.
Thank you very much, sir. We appreciate you.
All right.
Thank you.
God bless.
God bless you too. All right. I have just shy of 2 minutes here. Let's quickly take any other contributions. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello.
Welcome.
Yes, this is Abuchi calling back from Airport Road.
All right, go ahead. You have less than a minute, please.
Abuchi is a male, though I have a feminine voice.
I like it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
I want to contribute on the person that called about low self-esteem.
Okay.
Yes, I've passed through that. As a child, growing up, I was psychologically affected. Yes, I was psychologically abused. It affects me to the extent that sometimes when my parents send me on errand, I would not even have the courage to be able to enter the particular compound I'm sent to. I would just hide somewhere, waiting for that particular person to come out so that I can deliver the message. And if it happens that I didn't find the person, I would go back to my parents and tell them the person at home. So they have took a long time. Sometimes they'll find out, they'll meet the person and they'll be like, okay, we sent our son to you. Did you see him? We'll be like, no, nobody came to accommodate. They will call me and ask me. We were told that we didn't, nobody saw you, didn't enter there. Then I'll tell them that I was shy, Because growing up, people are like, you're too skinny, you're too small, you will never grow,
okay.
This, that. But what about me was I was a very prodigious child then.
Okay.
I was very intelligent, very smart.
Hold on.
But I was
Hold that thought, please. Hold that thought, please. Hold that thought. I'll come back to you after this. Just stay there.
Is soaring higher than ever. We're excited to announce increased flight frequencies and more seats now available for booking on all our domestic route and our Lagos to London route. Experience the ultimate Air Peace service with convenient connections across Nigeria and beyond. Whether it's our domestic and regional flights or our London flights, your comfort and satisfaction are always guaranteed. Hurry and book now at www.flyairpeace.com via our mobile app or at any ticketing office. More flights, more seats, and endless possibilities with Air Peace. Air Peace, your peace, our goal.
Welcome back to your number one talk, news, and sports station. This is Nigeria Info.
Thank you for staying on the line. Please continue. If you can wrap up very quickly.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm here. So let me just cut everything short. This affected me. Even when I got to higher institution, I found it very difficult to attend a lecture. Sometimes I would miss lectures because I would feel very shy to find myself in the midst of my classmates. It affected me. It affected my GP in school.
So how did you overcome it?
Yes. I graduated. At the point, like, no, I'm multi-talented. I'm very good at singing. I'm very good at teaching. And in fact, so many things.
Okay.
And I happen to be a melancholy at the same time. That's my temperament, the introvert. But I started working on myself because I want to tell this particular sister that probably, even though she's going to make a professional, a therapist, she'll start working on herself first.
Okay.
First thing I told myself was, okay, the Bible said that God created everything and everything that He created was good. So if I'm a creature of God, that means I'm good. There's absolutely nothing wrong with me.
Okay.
So it's just about my thoughts.
Okay.
So I started from there. Second, each time I pass where people are,
30 seconds, please.
Go back and ask them, please,
Yeah.
how do I look like? They be like, how do you mean? I was like, how was I walking when I passed? How do I? It's like, we didn't even know you passed here. We didn't even know you were passing. We were just going about our business. We didn't even know you are here. So I begin to learn that people are not even watching me when I'm passing.
Okay.
People are not even interested. They're not even looking at my physique.
All right.
Then third.
Oh, no, we will not be able to take the third, please. Sorry, because of time.
So
But thank you. Yeah.
Forget about it. Yes, she's a unique being. It's not about her mindset. She just had her mindset. There's nothing bad about her.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much. All right. Tokpa says, which or what gap? Someone doing drugs in Dubai is obviously not responsible. The family should speak with a lawyer and present their facts. He cannot come from nowhere and brag about custody. She has made a mistake, but she should forgive herself and channel her energy to seeking solutions. It is well with her. Tokpa on the second scenario or confession, if you call it that. Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Welcome. So you have about a minute, please.
All right, no problem. Thank God you picked. I was concerned about the second story when you called.
Okay.
When I heard it. Yeah, the lady should not be scared, okay? She's dealing with the child and it doesn't know what the child is. For a child to be able to decide which parent he or she wants to stay with, that child must be like 21 years old. So as it stands now, the law is really on her side. She has the advantage, the upper hand. So she should just approach a legal practitioner or give her legal advice. She should present her fact. And for the fact that he has not been providing for her, so give her an edge. She should not worry about saying if you want to collect. Is that how they collect custody? Okay, I'm a law student, so she should not worry. The law favors her more than one. So she should not worry. So she should get legal advisor to just guide them on what to do.
Okay.
No worries. Yeah, that's just my decision. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. All right. My time is up. I must say that we'll have to continue this conversation, especially regarding, ways out for the confessions that have been shared today. But thank you to everyone who has contributed thus far. I don't know if time will allow me to continue after this. We need to start heading on out of the studio. My boss is about to come in. But I would say this very quickly. Yes, regarding the second story, have your facts, have your information. But you see, one other thing that I could hear from that story is somebody who is possibly also dealing with chronically low self-esteem by virtue of maybe something about their background or whatever, but they've come to a place where even when being so badly treated by their significant other, feel like they're beholden to them in some kind of way. And that is a point that would need to be addressed, because I promise you, even if that case gets to the legal, areas, there is a certain kind of hold that I'm sensing that this man has over this woman, where as badly behaved as he is, despite the fact that he's been arrested and incarcerated, he still feels like he's in a position to dictate. And so there may be a deeper issue there that requires dealing with and requires healing, because there are instances where people like this, even if they get a lawyer who's trying to fight for their case, might still end up being manipulated by the spouse in question, and that will work against them, even legally speaking. So like I said, some of these issues here, not some of the issues, both issues presented here today definitely require professional help. The second one requiring professional help on both angles, from what I'm hearing. There is the emotional work that needs to be done to make this person, this woman, understand that she has done so much, way too much, for this man to continue to have that kind of hold over her, to the point that she feels like he can just come and take the child away. again, deeper conversation needs to be had there, but at the same time, she definitely needs help as far as legal representation is concerned. And to the person who shared the first confession about self-esteem, like I said, there are a number of people who have offered means by which you can get help. I've gotten one or two links that have been shared here, and I'll do my best to communicate those things with your permission after the conversation with a therapist who will be joining us in the studio tomorrow. That's Dr. Oladipo. Hafsat, I see your message. Thank you so much. Ruth D, I see your voice notes. I'm so sorry I can't take them. I'm out of time. I see someone else here who also sent a voice note. It's about 3 minutes long. I'm sorry I cannot take it. What else do we see here? Well, that's about it. That's my time here on the sunny side this afternoon. Thank you so much for staying with me from 12 noon up until this time. I promise you, whatever you feel like we have left off, we will continue tomorrow when Dr. Ladipo comes into the studio. I'll see you here, same time. Yes, I'm here till I think Thursday or so. SWAT comes back on Friday. And that will be it. Have a beautiful day. Bye-bye.
There's a place where you can get.
This is Nigeria Info News.